Today's episode is entitled, The Financial Fight You Didn't Start, but the One You Were Built to Win. Welcome to the year-long financial fitness journey. I'm Stephanie, your host and your financial fitness coach. And let me start off up front with this. You didn't find this podcast by accident. If you're watching this, you are the one who's been called to shift your mindset, to break financial cycles, and to help write a new story, not just for yourself, but for your family, your community, and generations to come. Now, before we go any further, let me say this. You're going to want to stay to the end of this episode because I'm going to give you 3 powerful things you can do starting today to begin your financial fitness journey. I need you to get out your journal and a pen or either open up your notes app. You're not going to want to miss this. Here's what we need to talk about. It may not have been your fault that you picked up bad financial habits. You didn't choose to be raised around fear, scarcity, or survival mode decisions. You didn't choose to see bills cause tension, money feel confusing, or success feels so much or so far out of your reach. But somewhere along the way, you started living like those patterns were yours. Like that was your truth, like that was your limit. Let me be the first to say it out loud. Just because someone else passed down their trauma doesn't mean you have to carry it. You didn't ask for the struggles, but you do have the power to stop that cycle. That begins with one decision, and that decision is to shift your mindset. You are the one that has to begin this thing to end the cycle. You're not alone. We're going to do this together. I'm going to need you to lock in for the long haul. Okay, here are 3 powerful things you can do today to start shifting your mindset and stepping into your financial fitness. You got your pen and paper ready, so let's get into this. I'm not just going to tell you what to do. I'm going to help you understand why it mattered. So let's get started. I need you to write this down. Number 1, call out the story you inherited. Ask yourself, whose voice is shaping the way I see money? Think of your mind like a playlist on shuffle. You didn't add every song. Some were uploaded by your parents, society, or survival mode. But guess what? You can hit delete. I remember someone telling me, we don't talk about money in this house. So guess what I did? I didn't talk about money either. I avoided it when I got older. I feared it. Until one day I realized that wasn't my voice, that was theirs. And I was living by a rule I didn't even agree to. Understand, you can't fix what you pretend doesn't exist. I need you to say this with me, and I also want you to write this down. I am not the voice I inherited. I am the author of what comes next. Number 2, I need you to write this down. Set one new standard. Now let's talk about what a standard is. I'm not talking about a goal, and a lot of times people get goals and standards mixed up. A standard is different from a goal. A standard is a line in the sand. You know, when you draw a line in the sand, that's a standard. Think of it as a PIN code to your bank account. If you don't set one, anyone can access your peace, your time, your money. But when you create a standard, you lock in protection. I once had a client who said, every time I get paid, it's gone in like 3 days. So with this particular client, we didn't start with putting together a budget. We had to start with one new standard. And here's the standard that I asked her to utilize for herself. I don't swipe until I've paused for 24 hours. Within 1 week, she had money in her account for the first time in months. Not because she made more money or not because she got a promotion, but because she respected her new standard. I need you all to understand this. A standard says who you are, even when no one is watching. So say this with me, and you can write this down as well. More income is not the problem. I need to make better standards, or I need to create a standard. Let's get into number 3. Speak your new story out loud. Understand how the brain works. Your brain needs to hear your new reality before your life can reflect it. Think of this as a GPS system. The words that come out of your mouth, think of those as directions that you're giving the GPS. If you keep telling yourself, I'm broke, guess where your life will steer to? Right back to broke. But if you start speaking like a person who's building wealth, guess what'll happen? Your decisions start aligning with your declarations. There was a season when I had more bills than belief, but every morning I would say to myself, my money is catching up with my purpose. And it didn't happen overnight, but my energy began to shift. My mindset leveled up. And soon after, so did my income. Understand this. Your mouth is writing checks. Your life is cashing. So make sure it's the right message. Write this down and say this with me. My new story starts with my next sentence. Listen, if you're still here, that means this hits something deep. You know, it's time to think different, move different, and be the example your family and community needs to see. You were chosen for this, and you're not alone. We're going to do this together. A lot of people come on here and we talk about leaving a legacy. We talk about the financial legacy. Most people don't know where to start. This is actually where you start. Let's recap. Let's go over the 3 things that we covered. 1, call out the story you inherited. Think about the messages, behaviors, and emotions you saw around money growing up. Recognize what's running in your background. 2, set one new standard. It's time to create a new standard, not a goal, but a baseline that defines how you move from today forward. And number 3, speak your new story out loud. Words are powerful. Your new story begins with the next sentence you speak. Declare it, write it, and let it guide your actions. Remember, you're not broken, you're rebuilding. You are the one chosen to lead the shift in your generation. Reflect, reset, and keep this moving forward. And I'll see you in our next episode. And share this with someone you know need it.